Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back for the Buckeye Roast Q. It is officially game week. College football is back. We got to see week zero action, but it's officially game week. The Buckeyes play football this Saturday. How are you doing, Q?
Good morning, everybody. I'm happy football is back. It feels like we started the show years ago, just waiting for the season to start up, but it's finally here. So excited. Can't waiting for this for a while. We can put last year finally behind us. Not to worry about those games. No rewatching old games. We got new ones to watch on Saturday.
Yeah, man, football is officially back. I started off my weekend watching some high school football. I went to the St. Francis versus Pittsburgh Central Catholic game, a game absolutely loaded with talent. Obviously, former Buckeye commit Blake Woodby, a cornerback for St. Francis, Zion Ely, the number 2 player in the country in 2026, a defensive tackle. Played in that game. Jair Edwards, the number 2 safety in the country. Raylan Henry, a top 50 like a top 50 player in the class of 27. Xavier Thomas, Penn State commit. James Branch, another top 200 player in the class of 27. Jeremiah Kroger, a USF commit, and then Bradley Gumpers, another a Duke commit. Absolutely stacked game for the state of
I hope.
Pennsylvania to be playing a
Good
team in
Lord.
Pennsylvania to be playing a loaded team like that from Maryland. Tons of talent on the field. It was super cool to see. I think that Bradley Gompers kid might get a lot more offers than just Duke with the way that he's playing right now. Blake Woodby, I thought that he would have stuff completely locked up. We know he was a former Buckeye commit. He got mossed on the first play of the game, but they locked in and ended up winning. I want to say around 46 to 16. So huge win for St. Francis. Pittsburgh Central Catholic competed, but it was cool to get out there and see a lot of the high school talent as a start. It makes it really feel like football's back when you get out there and you get to see the high school games. And then, of course, college football on Saturday. Did you get to watch any football this weekend, or did you live up to the hype
Oh
of
my
your
God.
name of Mr. Does Not Watch College Football?
Wait, there's college football on this weekend. I
There
didn't. I
was.
didn't even know. No, yeah, man. I got to watch the Florida State Georgia Tech game. Obviously, Chris Drew had a lot of weight in this game, so I'm excited for him. But yeah, man, it was good to watch and good to see. And yeah, Georgia Tech really brought it. I did not know. And, I actually feel bad. I want to apologize to everybody. I hyped Florida State going into this game. Oh, they're going to compete for the ACC.
Did,
They're going to be ACC
did you
champ.
have Mike Norvell on your top 5 coaches list? This was like just 2 weeks ago. We did a top 5 coaches list in college football, and you put Mike Norvell in there
I
instead of
did.
Dan Lanning.
No, no. Instead of Sark, I had him.
Oh, instead of
I
Sark,
had him
even
above
better.
Sark. Well, it happens to the best of us, but I'll admit to my L's that one didn't work out. I had him. I talked about DJU. It was rough. It was rough this weekend. So yeah, I watched it. It was rough.
Okay, so DJ, a lot of fans have been clamoring for DJU. One of my most horrific sports takes of all time. I once said about 6 years ago the Steelers should start tanking now so they can get DJU.
Well, mine wasn't as bad as that.
Yeah, man. So to go out there and see him like still not be the guy, like my saying, if they were ranked number 1 overall in high school, I'm gonna believe they're that good until they're bagging groceries. I mean, he's all but bagging groceries
Oh,
at this point. I think
the memes were out. Oh my
yeah, but
god.
I'm like I'm completely out on DJU after that performance. I think Dabo ruined him. I don't know if there's any salvaging of that quarterback. At this point, if it looks that bad and they struggle in the first couple weeks, why even let him finish the season? You might as well start looking for your quarterback of the future. It feels like Florida State's season went boom or bust on Saturday, so it's rough to see them out there lose a game that early and then try to bounce back from that?
Yeah, I mean, to defend my original take, I will I will say this. I feel like DJ will pick it up. I mean, obviously, you know, first game of the season did not look well, but also I don't believe Florida State's defensive line is also that bad, and they got absolutely ran through. So I believe he will be better. Also, I don't believe they threw the ball, but it didn't feel like they threw the ball a lot. It almost was like the OC like bet the under. He was
So
like, I'm
at overtime, I mean not at overtime, at halftime, DJU had negative -0.1 air
air
yards through
yards.
the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, it felt like they would not look downfield to throw the ball or try to take any attempts for any shots, which we know DJU has a big arm. It's like, well, he's out there somewhere, just throw it. And we saw the one famous one where he was off by a little bit. They're like, nope, we're not throwing the ball. So they gotta give this man at least a little bit more of a chance to throw the ball. So hopefully they will pick it up. I don't believe DJU is that bad. I don't believe the defensive line is that bad at Florida State. So going for it out to see it. Hopefully they just beat Miami. That's all. That's
You
all.
think playoff hopes are still alive for this team?
I mean, it's a guaranteed spot into the ACC. I mean, into the playoffs. You can win your conference. So no, I don't believe it's a guaranteed spot for this team, but we will see. I mean, anything can happen. Obviously, we've seen teams go out and lose early games and then pick it up and start to play a lot better. And I guarantee you that team will play a lot better. I still have faith in Mike Norvell. All right, I'm not throwing him out on the list because he lost the game to Georgia Tech. It happens. Lose a couple more, then I'm out.
So I guess the next question is Georgia Tech. Do you think this game says more about the ACC, or are we sleeping on Georgia Tech? Is Chris Drew ahead of the curve, and did he see something with Georgia Tech that everyone else is missing, or is this just a precursor to how bad the ACC is going to be this year?
I'm not going. I mean, I guess it's probably half and half. Florida State probably was not as good in week one or week zero as we thought they would be. But also, Georgia Tech had some athletes out there. I'm not gonna lie. They had some dudes who got the ball, got into space. The offensive line, like it was funny. We were talking about why Georgia Tech got the 5-star offensive line committee. He was like, "Well, I see why now. The offensive line is moving people. Like, I was their coach knows what they're doing." So no, I think Georgia Tech obviously. They managed the game well. They kept Florida State from the explosive plays, and it was ground and pound and play solid defense, make tackles, and I think they did that job well. So credit to them. I think they're probably not as bad as we thought they were.
Do you think? Do you think either one of these teams challenges for the ACC championship at some point this year? Do we see one of these two teams in the ACC championship?
That's a good question. I have to wait until week one. I don't know what the rest of the ACC
Yeah,
looks
that's
like.
an easy answer. It's no.
I
It's
mean,
gonna be Syracuse and Miami.
I have a hard time believing that.
You think? Even better question? Do you think either of the two quarterbacks you just watched on Saturday are better than Kyle McCord?
Not at passing the ball, no.
You heard it here first. Q just said it. Kyle McCord, best quarterback in the ACC.
Player of the year.
Clip it.
Oh man, I don't know. I gotta see week one, then I can truly judge.
I mean, what is week 0 if you don't come on here and make
With
sweeping
crazy
judgments
takes.
about an entire program
Yes.
based off one game? Is that not what week 0 is about?
My bad. Clip it up. Georgia Tech is a top 5 team. DJU is an undrafted free agent. Florida State's defensive line is nowhere near what people thought they were. Everyone lied. And Georgia Tech has at least 5 players in the first 4 rounds.
8 minutes, 30 seconds. Make sure you look it up for all you ACC fans. Q is complete.
There we go. That's what y'all want to hear. You got it.
That's what you get. So another shocker on Saturday, probably even crazier than, or was this? Yeah, it was Saturday. Probably crazier than Georgia Tech upsetting Florida State. An even crazier upset. Justin Fry landed a recruit this weekend. The wildest upset in the weekend. If anyone had money on that, I'm sure you're probably calling off work today and enjoying your new stack of cash. Q, did you have any money on this crazy upset on Saturday?
First, I almost forgot. But shout out to Dylan for the first chat in here. Appreciate you. And everybody in the chat. I see y'all with the good morning. So good morning, everybody. It's good to see you for game week. Justin Fry. He finally got one, man. I'm not taking the the foot off the pedal. He obviously needs to do a lot more, but Javon McFadden, the guy we waited to get in this class for a while, he does get him in. We needed O lineman. He got an O lineman. Was he 6'5", 300? So good size.
He met the prerequisites. Go get me a big guy that's 300 pounds. I don't even care if he's ever played tackle before. Get me bodies in the
Give me an
room.
athlete.
But he went out there and got an absolute dog. This is a guy that we've been watching in this class for a while. A guy that I didn't even think the Buckeyes had an opportunity with. I saw his highlights on the timeline about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, man, stinks the Buckeyes aren't going to land this guy. He looks like an absolute dog. You've seen the ways that he performed at rivals camps, really able to move his feet, a mountain of a human, and it looks like he has that mean streak in him. We hear all the time, like, people say Donovan Jackson is probably our best guard, our best lineman on the team. And then you hear him talk, and it's like, this dude, like an engineer or a football player? Bro sounds like he's about to help you find the nicest house in the Hamptons or something like that. Very, very humble, very mild-mannered type of guy. Javon McFadden looks like a fucking dog with a nasty streak. You see him at these camps really getting after it, and that's a guy that you want to see Justin Fry go out there and get. You hear people say all the time, oh, everyone's just star chasing, everyone's just star watching with these offensive line commits. You turn on the tape of Javon McFadden, you're like, oh, I see it. I get it. That looks like a massive human that is able to block mean people. Like, he gets out there and he does it. So to see Justin Fry get out there and get that victory, huge. I don't know if this is something that the Buckeyes were able to circle back with as far as a huge NIL bag, as far as with the misses. I don't know if this is someone that Justin Fry had a great relationship with and was able to bring it through the home stretch. However they got it done, I'm very happy with it. I think that's a great addition to the class. And in the addition to Carter Lowe, I think this class is one commit away from having a beyond respectable class from Justin Fry. It went from being the sky is falling to, if this guy lands another 6'5", 300-pound recruit at this point, I have no complaints with this class. Carter Lowe, a top 50 player in the class. Javon McFadden feels like a guy that is severely underrated. So if they're able to round out this class with another commit with someone that looks like they're going to be a playable player at Ohio State here in the future, hats off to Justin Fry, even though we don't do that around here. But shots out to him. I mean, you got to give the guy his flowers when he gets them. Everyone talks about the David Sanders commitment. You can't always get the 5 stars. There's only so many in the class. You miss out on them. You have to have these backup options. I wouldn't even say this is a backup option. I feel like this is a great addition to the class, regardless if they landed David Sanders or not. But to be able to go out and get a guy like this and continue to fill out your class and have those bodies in the room, I think it's a great get.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. That's what I want. Just give me 5 athletes. I don't, say we can't always get the 5 stars. Well, we never get the 5 stars. So, so just throw that by the wind. But it doesn't really matter. Obviously you look at a guy, you look at his measurables. I mean, that's going to matter more. Is he an athlete? Is he 300 pounds? Can he move? Is he 6'5"? Like, all those good stuff. We talk about players that don't. Juwan Jones, was a basketball player, came in here and at times played like a first-round tackle. So, Justin Fry, if your mark is development, if that's what you do, no one cares if you don't get the 5 stars. Just don't get nobody. A lot of times, some people, I think he needs 5 in this class. I think if he doesn't get 5, the offensive line numbers are dwindling. I know everybody says, oh, you can always go to the portal. Like, it sounds good. That's never something I feel like you want to rely on. At least you want to get the guys in here, and if they, leave, then you replace them. But no, it's a big-time commitment. Javon McFadden, we've heard his name for a long time. He had the crystal ball, I believe, a couple months ago, like during the summer. So obviously Justin Fry has gone a bit wire to wire here. I don't know if they had to necessarily, go back and up the bag. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But, he's led for a while and got to close. So props to him. And obviously, yeah, you get a couple more linemen in here. Maybe circle back on some guys or go out there. Brian Day said they're going to look at everybody and, reevaluate. So get a couple more in here. This class looks pretty good. I think offensive line was the one thing we're like, might want to go grab somebody. So, yeah,
I feel like we're one more recruit away from Justin Fry grabbing the mic at National Signing Day and saying, "I'd like to know what Ron James is right now."
Yeah, yeah, all right, buddy.
It
That's
seems like we're only a few recruits away from bro talking his shit, and I'd love to hear it. Again, I'd probably be wrong about Justin Fry. I hope he signs 2 more offensive linemen and gets an extension after this year because he has the best offensive line in the country. But I'm gonna need to see it
yeah,
first.
that's the hope. I don't hope he performs bad because there goes the team. I hope he, gets 5 more 5 stars in his class, and they play like Georgia Tech on Saturdays.
It looks like we have about 50 people watching live on YouTube, about another 150 on Twitter. If you're watching live on the YouTube, we greatly appreciate it. Make sure you throw a like on that video. It helps us out a ton. It would be awesome if we get to 40 likes before this live stream wraps up. If you're watching on Twitter, go ahead and throw a like on that video, a retweet, a follow. If you're not already following, we appreciate it if you catch us in the community, or if you're watching live on YouTube or on Twitter and you see the link to the show in the community later today, make sure you throw a like on that as well. It is free and it helps us out a ton. I want to stick with recruiting a little bit. I feel like we've had this conversation probably a million times since we've known each other, and the answer has always been a resounding no.
Ooh.
But can we have the #1 recruiting class this year, Q?
No. So stop asking.
So quit asking.
Man, you feel like, yeah, I mean, honestly, if the offensive line had worked, like going into the summer, we were going into, official visits, it really felt like we would have them. We won the battles we don't normally win. We got linebackers where it's like, we normally lose that battle. Georgia has been signing 5-star after 5-star at linebacker. Shout out to Punk. I don't know what their coaches sell, because they're walking to a room and it's straight NFL guys in it. It's not even college players. Literally, dudes are walking back from the NFL like, I got eligibility. So I don't know how they convince guys over and over again to come in that class, but we finally got a good line. Not to say good linebacker. We finally got the linebackers that we wanted originally. So definitely it was proud there. A couple of other positions we've done really well. So you looked at it, you're like, like we might be able to do it. And then, offensive line class fell apart a little bit, but Justin Fry, we gave him his credit. He can get a couple more in here. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Hear me out. We're at 311 with 25 commits in the class. One, kudos to the Ohio State Buckeyes for actually signing more than 24 kids. It feels like we've been begging for that for years. So to see a class with 25 kids in it with 3 months until signing day, I mean, it makes you worry. Are they going to be able to hold on to all of these guys? I saw an article this past week with potential flip candidates from the Buckeyes class. You know how we feel on this show. It seems like we're always the ones getting flipped and not doing the flipping. But if the Buckeyes are maybe able to flip a guy like Dorian Brew, land another late riser or two and get to 28, they're at 311 currently with this class. I mean, that's already 12 points ahead of where their 2024 class finished, and that class was headlined by the #1 player in the country. Do you think the Buckeyes are able to throw out a few more offers and land that #1? I mean, they're right there. I'm pulling up the rankings now. Alabama at 303, 8 points behind them with 20 commits. You would imagine they get probably to the 26, 27 range. Are the Buckeyes able to hold out the Crimson Tide?
I mean, the way it always works out, it seems like they never can really hold that #1 spot. And it seems like we always are in for a top 3, top 4-ish finish. I don't know if there's enough left on the board, especially already at 25. Ohio State, once you hit that 25 mark, it's like they feel like they're gonna run out of, their bank accounts are gonna empty. Like, no, save. We don't need nobody else. But, I mean, maybe there's a couple more in here. You said Dorian Brew still out there. You talked about Blake Woodby earlier. We never really replaced him in the class after he left, and everybody and their grandma went to Oregon. So, yeah, maybe we can get one of those guys that we lost out on earlier, bring them back to Ohio. It looks like we got a chance. I'm not going to say yes because it's probably a no, but the opportunity is out there. I'll hype it up. Of course, got a chance going down the line in the #1 class. What are we talking about? Clip that up.
If Justin Fry is able to land one more recruit, what would that recruit have to be? Or what does Justin Fry have to land for you to deem this recruiting class a success? Carter Lowe, an absolute huge get for Justin Fry, an in-state guy. I know we don't usually give guys a lot of credit for landing in-state guys, but we'd absolutely try to run them out the door if they didn't sign them. So getting Carter Lowe, obviously a gift as the Ohio State offensive line coach. You go out and get Javon McFadden. What else can they add to this class for you to deem this a success?
I mean, I'm sure there's a couple more good athletes out there. We talk about offensive line and like
What's your kick step look like?
I
Is that
can't
it?
do it. I'm a
You got eligibility left, don't you?
little too skinny to be on the offensive line, but Brian Hartline, give me a call. We might be able to work something out. Yeah, man. I just need a couple more athletes. Like I said, the stars really don't matter when it comes to offensive line. We know you can be a top 5 player and not be good, or be a top 1,000 player and be really good. So just need a couple. I would say get 2 more athletes. Doesn't matter where their rankings are. If they're in the top 500 and they're good athletes, sure, why not? Why not? So I'd say just get a couple more guys that you look at them and you're like, okay, I see what you're working with here, and we'd be good to go.
I saw something over the weekend, Q, and it's just what teammates do. So I'll be checking my mailbox today. But Caleb Downs gave out Beats headphones to everyone on the team. So I expect my Best Damn Media headphones this afternoon because apparently that's what good teammates do for each other. Did you see this video?
I did. I'm actually working on the deal right now. I talked to Dr. Dre just a little bit ago. He's gonna see, if he can get the factory going and pump those out for the squad.
Yeah, I thought that was really awesome. It seems to be a reoccurring theme with Caleb Downs is every time he talks about his teammates, he talks about them accepting him as he transferred, which kind of laughable to me. It's like, bro, we're one of the best defenders in the country. They better accept you. If they weren't, you tell me. I'll talk to them. Who got a problem with Caleb Downs around here? As long as it's not Cody Simon, they got to see me.
Bro. Yeah. Thank y'all for accepting me. If you did not accept Caleb Downs, get out. Go play in Pittsburgh because you don't need to be here.
I'll be taking you to Manny's, bro, and you'll be learning Sweet Caroline.
Bro, say, man, but I'm saying, man, we got to get some headphones around here. We need one of those. We need one of those like commercials where for one sub a day you can provide Best Damn Media headphones. They can't hear. They've gone deaf. They just need a pair of Beats headphones to bring them back. One sub a day, people.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely awesome to see him. Not even just see him. It seems like Beats has given his deal out to a lot of different guys in college football. I believe I saw the team up north. They got headphones, and I believe I saw 1 or 2 other teams. And I think that is one of the cooler things to see in NIL is when these guys are able to either give back to the community or give back to their teammates. And a lot of this stuff is promotional, but at the same time, I don't care if it's an ad. If I can give my teammates a bunch of free stuff, that's awesome. So to see these kids give back and then give back to their teammates is always awesome to see. You saw a lot of different guys around college football be able to give out Beats headphones to their teammates. It's kind of like the preseason bowl gifts.
Yeah, they need next private jet ride. Somebody's got to get that deal. Like, hey, everybody, spring break, you're riding with me. That's what I'm giving out,
bro. It'll be the final episode of this show if we're in the playoffs and we see the Ohio State football team. They take their private jet down to Miami and they're on a yacht like the New York Giants with Tim's on before they got smoked in the playoffs. I better not be getting any yacht photos with our players and Tim's.
I'm saying, man, we need that General Dynamics Gulfstream deal. We need those nice private jets they be shooting, man. Come on, come to Ohio. It'll be worth it.
You're trying to get us canceled by the environmentalists, encouraging all these private jet deals. Q's over here like, why isn't Will Howard taking a jet to the Woody?
That's what I'm saying, man. Come on, beat traffic. They about to have the air taxis now. We need an air taxi deal. Beat traffic. Get to the Woody.
Absolutely. Ryan Day had a press conference on Friday that we didn't really get to talk about. 2 quick notes from that. This Ryan Day has a new favorite saying these days. Leader in the clubhouse. He used that to describe Sonny Styles when it comes to the will linebacker position. Any bit of a surprise there, or is this kind of what everyone expected with all of the hype and praise that we've heard from Sonny this offseason? It would feel like a bit of a shock at this point if CJ Hicks was able to jump him.
Yeah. I mean, I think the bigger shock is you got these two competing for playing time instead of finding a way to use all the athletes on your defense. But I will say, and I said at the beginning of the year, if Sonny Styles is not, yeah, I said this back in spring, and we were talking about, oh, he's switching positions. We don't know if he's going to start. I'm like, bro, if Sonny Styles, I would have walked in Ryan Day's office and I'd be like, look, you either tell me right now I'm starting or I'm going to Georgia, because there's no business Sonny Styles should not be starting on this defense. He was one of the probably top 5 players on the team last year. Not the defense, the team. So I'd say at least top 7. So there's no surprise here. I'm really interested to see what he can do. They just put out the highlight video, 6 days left till game week. He was looking athletic. He was looking speedy in there, and that's what I need from my linebacker. Sonny Styles can return punts on my squad. So there's no real surprise here. The bigger deal is now it looks like you have 4 or 5 linebackers that can play. I'll throw Gabe Powers in there. I don't have a lot of stock in him, so if he does play well, I'm not getting paid. But I would love to see all these guys used and utilized in some. I mean, we're playing Akron. It should be a lot of playing time to go around. They take care of business, respect to Akron. But hey, man, we need to go out there and whoop their ass and get some more linebackers in the game, get them adjusted, get them play. Peyton Pierce had a lot of hype. I want to see him play some. So I want to see these guys really unleashed and use and find ways to use them. But Sonny Styles, to no surprise, is the leader going into game week.
It's game week. I don't want to spoil our over-under segment, but I mean, I can't wait. We gotta throw one out here now. Over-under. 3.5 linebackers play. No. We're changing the line. We're gonna go over/under 4.5 linebackers play against Akron on Saturday.
Smash the over, people. I gotta see it.
Let me hear the names. Who are the
okay.
5? Who are the 5 we see?
Cody Simon is a senior, which means he's contractually obligated to play, or Ryan Day can get sued. So he's got to play. Sonny Styles is the leader at will. He's got to play. CJ Hicks, if he does not play, Jim Knowles might get punched.
If he doesn't play, do not say anything to our linebackers coach on Twitter if you don't want blocked. So
yeah,
careful out there.
Him and Jay Laurinaitis might be in fear for their lives. Everybody wants to see what he can do. So here's the play. Arvell Reese, I've said it before, the Heisman is the floor. So so he's got to – I swear if they don't play Arvell Reese, bro, I'm on my way to Ohio. All the hype they had this offseason, he has to play. And Gabe Powers at this point, he's a junior. He was a top 60 player. Eventually we got to see what he can do. Jay Laurinaitis said if you earn the ability to play, you will. So, hey, and Jay Laurinaitis might play as well. So it's definitely
yeah, man. I think we see over 4.5 linebackers play. I hope we score 60 points and get to see everyone play. I hate that I've become this person, play everybody. But when we're playing Akron, I'm I want to see everybody play. I want to see Mason Maggs get 3 passing attempts on Saturday.
Bro, I'm just saying we got a lot of low key games early in the season. It's time to see if guys can really play. Definitely the fringe guys who may not be starting, but they're this guy deserves some playing time. I want to see them all really play and see what they can do. Because again, I don't want to walk into the next year with all the fringe guys who are now starting. It's are they good? I don't know. We'll wait till we see. So I don't want none of that. Let the guys play.
Absolutely. One other thing that jumped out from Ryan Day's comments in his press conference made it seem like Milton Graham is knocking on the door of this rotation, and he's going to be a guy that we see later in the year if he continues to progress at this pace. Are you surprised at the progress that Milton Graham has made since getting on campus? We know he got his black stripe off about a week ago, and when Chris was on the show, we discussed the fact that he got his black stripe off at the exact same day as Brandon Ennis. So on pace to be a guy, Brandon Ennis, the only 5-star in the Big Ten in that class, a guy that we saw get on the field late in the year, someone that would have probably played more if they early enrolled. Do you see a similar role for Milton Graham this year?
Did Ryan Day say that?
Yes, Ryan Day said that.
He ain't playing. Hey, man, go ahead and yeah, buddy, go ahead and wear your comfortable shoes, wear your comfortable cleats on Saturday. Now, I think with Chip here, I think he's gonna find different ways to use Milton Graham. He's looked good from the bits I've seen in practice, but I haven't been to practice. So if you have and you've seen Milton Graham, let me know what you saw out there because I'm just predicting. But no, I think this is a guy where he has traits that not many guys on the team have, if any. He's just different. So I'm very interested to see. I think he will play in these first few games here, and hopefully, Brian Hartline finally is like, I don't have to play just 3. I can play 6 or 7 or 8, and let these guys get through the rotation. So I think he will play a little bit early in the season once the games pick up. I don't expect to see him too much.
Yeah, I feel like this guy gets forgotten when we talk about all the SFE hype, but this is our scheduled SFE promo right here. But I mean, Mylan Graham, a guy that played for SFE, competed with Jeremiah Smith on that team. So to see another SFE guy arrive and the numbers just keep building. So I think it's even closer and closer to us getting our all SFE lineup. And it doesn't necessarily have to include Jeremiah, Brandon, and Carnell. You got some other guys that you could sneak in there, and we could really get crazy and get Aaron Nolan on the field, get a full SFE lineup, quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 4 wide receivers if we need to, and really get that SFE lineup out there. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, where are SFE headphones? That's what I want to know.
SFE hoodies, like we need it.
They've gotten promo on every episode. Man. Come on.
What I'm saying. I'm going to replace the hat. I need an SFE hat for the show.
That's what I was saying, man. I need to hit them on Twitter, bro. We need some merch. Yeah, we talk about SFE more than Ohio State.
Yeah, make sure you tag the SFE Twitter account or you hit Brett up and tell him to get us some hoodies on the show.
Brett, come on, man. Just
Well, I mean, that's all. Nothing else happened, and our rivals definitely didn't get a notice of allegations this weekend, right? Q, we can wrap the show?
Before we get to that, because
okay.
We'll wrap the show. I'll put you on the presser. Ron James, it is officially game week. Give me your player to watch for Ohio State this week and your coach to watch for Ohio State this week. Chat, you can do the same thing. Player looking forward to, coach you're looking forward to seeing their unit perform. Ron, go.
The coach that I'm most excited to see their unit perform is Coach Key.
Okay.
Is Jelani Thurman ready to play? What does G. Scott look like? Can he block now? Did you go out and get a playable player from Ohio and Will Kazmarek? Those are all my questions. Key is definitely going to be the coach that I have the most questions for on Saturday. As far as player I'm most excited to see, I mean, obviously, the easy one, it would be Jeremiah Smith. But as far as players I don't want to see, Nick McLarty, I don't want to see our punter kick the ball for 3 weeks. That's who I'm going to have my eye on. I'm going to have my eye on the punter. Does he stay on the sideline? That's the person that I'm keeping an eye out for. As much as we've talked about special teams around here, and as much as we've improved addition by subtraction as far as losing our special teams coordinator, I want to see our punter stay on the sidelines, and I want to see this offense finish drives. And not just finish drives with field goals. I want to see them put the ball in the end zone. I don't care if it's Will Howard running it. I don't care if it's Devin Brown throwing it. I don't care if it's one of the running backs. Put the ball in the damn end zone. That's what I want to see. So my player to watch is the punter, and keep an eye on him to make sure he stays on the sidelines.
Okay, there you heard it here first. The only person I look at the chat, Punk answered. I didn't see any Ohio State answers in there, but I'll shout his out. So if
they said rest in peace, Parker Fleming. He's not dead. He's sleeping on a pile of stolen cash from Ohio State.
Yeah,
he's doing fine.
So if you're watching Georgia this weekend, Nate Frazier is who he's looking to watch, and Bobo is the coach. I will give my answer. Coach Locke is the coach I'm looking forward to seeing this weekend, seeing how he coaches on the sideline. Obviously, I expect his unit to play very well. Player I am looking to see. I said it a little while ago, so I'm gonna back him. Desmond IGB. I said he could be a top 3 player in the secondary this season. So, Frazier, my bad. Yeah, I said he could be a top 3 player in the secondary this season. So I'm looking to see if he's leveled up a little bit, out there really locking people down. So we will see. That's the guy I'm looking forward to.
Apparently, you still haven't got it right, Q. It's like
For sure, right?
it took you like a whole month to get Isaiah down.
No. Crazy. I'm not great at names, bro.
Or reading.
I
It's
have
early.
weaknesses.
Give
Yeah,
us a break.
I made it through college without reading, so that's how it works.
Oh man. Well, we have a scandal to discuss, Q.
Okay.
Notice of allegations for the team up north. Is the hammer coming? We've been hearing that it's hammer time for months. We've been getting trolled by Michigan fans. You're never going to be able to take this moment from us. You sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Too funny. Oh man, yeah, it looks like now what I heard was advanced scouting. I heard, they were that's why they're picking up signs in like just 2 seconds. But the NCAA, they said sign stealing allegations are true. You get a notice of them. We are investigating this. So, Ron, did they actually steal signs? I wasn't aware that. I thought there was legal.
Well, apparently it was just advanced scouting, and it's a gray area. But here's the thing. They're continuing to double down on this non-compliance thing. I mean, they have been hammering away at this at Buckeye Scoop for months now. Repeat offender, repeat offender, repeat offender. It's all you keep hearing. If they non-compliance with the NCAA again, in this notice of allegations, everyone's assuming that this draft is different because the last one that came out that was leaked was prior to all of the punishments coming out for the big nothing burger, where a bunch of people got show causes and 1-year suspensions and all of these things that were nothing. But now it could be the precursor to what ends up being the hammer for the sign stealing allegation. Do you feel like the hammer is coming? Because I just want to put this up on the screen. And I know they don't have the greatest history on always telling the truth, but they have been pounding the table for months that the hammer is coming. And the allegations of what the punishment could be are outlandish. According to Nevada Buck of Buckeye Scoop, a multi-year bowl ban, vacate wins 21 through 2023. NCAA will not recognize Big Ten titles or title. Recruiting restrictions, multi-year show cause for more probation. Bonus, believes Sharon Moore will be fired. Q, do you believe any of this shit?
That's some hefty. Goddamn. Anything else? Ed will go to jail. Prison time.
I think it says gas chamber right below where the banner is.
Not into space. I mean, I could believe a bowl ban. I do not believe the NCAA wants to take a natty off the table and vacate it. I just have a hard time believing they're going to do that. I would believe they're taking a Big Ten off before they take a take a natty off, because it's just going to invalidate the sport for the last couple of years. That would be a big time move. Recruiting violations, of course. I mean restrictions, of course. They always do that, no matter what. And multi-year show clause for Sharon Moore. I don't know, man. Maybe he should have went to the NFL too, because it looks like they really left this man to burn after everyone else left. So
he's gonna be standing outside Jim's window with a boombox, like, bro, take me back.
I'm leaving today. I can believe some of this. If all of this happens, that would be shocking. So I would believe, but it's been a long time since we've had, the NCAA really throw the hammer on people. It feels like the last few years, especially since the NIL game started, they don't want to touch.
Well, the Buckeyes haven't had a scandal in a while, so that's why they haven't brought the hammer.
They brought the hammer on us, so we will see. I'd say it's a possibility. I don't know if we will get all of this.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat saying, "Do you guys really believe Nevada Buck?" No, but it's fun.
Funky Buck? Yes, that's the guy.
So we are going to speak in hypotheticals. I mean, when we're looking at this screen and you see the vacate wins 21 through 23 and the titles will not be recognized. If they vacate the wins and the title is not recognized, I know personally, I saw what I saw. I saw them singing Mr. Brightside in the middle of the street. I saw people dancing. I know they got T-shirts. Could anything that the NCAA does take away what you experienced the last 3 years as far as losing to that team up north and then suffering in their success for the past 3 years, three straight losses, multiple Big Ten championships, and then a national title to cap it off? Could the NCAA do anything that felt to make this feel any less worse the last 3 years?
I mean, really, like, there's nothing more. If you're a Michigan fan, it's not taking away anything you just experienced.
Bro, you know
Never
they're gonna be
yeah,
talking like this is the Second Amendment. You can't take my guns. Like
yeah,
it's all right. Like I have my T-shirt. You're gonna have to come take it from me. Like
like
it feels like one of those situations that like no matter what the
right,
NCAA
yeah.
says, that like their heels are in the ground, they're not gonna accept any form of punishment.
Yeah, like if I'm Johnny and Chad, I'm like, no, there's nothing you can do to take my. Yeah, we're champs. It is what it is at this point. But I say if they do take this stuff away, it will be a fun day on Twitter. I will I will say that because we will be outside. Everyone will be outside and on Michigan fans' heads. So do I think it's anything more than in a fun couple days on Twitter? No, it's probably not. They're not gonna say we didn't win. They're gonna hold on to it. Which, if I was in their shoes, I would. I'm like, hey, we won. I got the game tape. It's right here. Like, I'll show it to you. So, no, I don't feel like they could actually take it away. But I mean, it would be a big time thing for the NCAA to say, hey, like that's vacated.
Uh, Johnny says Nevada Buck is a CIA NCAA super spy. He has to hide his identity. Well, I'm gonna break down the wall and reveal Nevada Buck's identity right now. It's actually Ryan Day's brother, and that's who's been leaking all of this to Buckeye Scoop. That's why he never shows his face. That's why you never see him on camera, because everybody would recognize that's Ryan Day's brother who's been behind this entire scandal this whole time.
Yeah, it's just managed. I mean, he's managed to do it all. He's brought on the allegations. He's investigated himself, and they actually just got a job for the NCAA to rule on these investigations. So he's going wire to wire.
It's crazy that we would even need to get Ryan Day's brother hired at the NCAA, because clearly, if you ask Michigan fans, every person that works for the NCAA, including Pete Thamel, is an Ohio State spy and a former alumni.
You gotta be well connected, man. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, and it's just so funny looking at the chat, all of the Michigan fans outside of Johnny and denial acting like, a massive cheating scandal being announced the week that the season starts before a documentary about the previous season and former national champs should not be talked about. We should actually be talking more about Akron. So, Lee Austin Jr., since you don't think this is warranted by a Buckeye show to discuss, you let me know your thoughts on Ohio State Akron, and we'll get back to those in a minute when we're done talking about this minor cheating scandal around the sport. So, if you have more ideas about Joe Moorhead's offense, some of the receivers at Akron, if you want an offensive or defensive line breakdown from Akron, make sure you stick around. Once we get over this minor blip within the sport, that's a big nothing burger. I couldn't imagine after someone got suspended for a $17 hamburger that anything would happen after this vast organization where they have family members, interns, staffers, recording footage, sending footage, using laptops, deleting text message. That's all nothing. I'm sure they're all just going to get a slap on the wrist. And this is all for nothing. The documentary is probably going to reveal everything that we need to know. I don't even know why anyone's listening, because Connor Steins is going to tell us the story this weekend, right? Q?
Hey man, I will do this. I watched a lot of film on Akron, and I'm here to break it down for you. I saw a Chris Drew quarterback go into Buffalo and lose by 50 on NCAA 25. Them boys ain't got it for us, man. I'll let you know.
Hey, hey,
About to get ugly on
hey, hey, hey,
Saturday.
hey, hey. Last time Joe Moorhead came to the shoe, he left a duck on the 50-yard line.
Just saying.
We have
I
not
shot
shown an ability to stop counter, so I'm
them
gonna
boys
let Joe
off the
Moorhead call a game before I talk shit and call my shot against Akron. It is going to be a hard fought game on Saturday.
Hey, man. Hey, it might have been Chris Drew. He might have lost the game for him, but I saw them boys get housed by 50 to Buffalo. So I'm just saying, he should be all right. Maybe they have a better quarterback there, it'd be closer.
Exactly. Our guy Mike asking about Super Chat. Super Chat's back in what, 3 weeks, the 19th, September 19th, they'll be back. So everyone put all your super chat money in a piggy bank and drop a massive one on the 19th when we come back.
We need Ron to make a best damn media Venmo, man. Ron, just make it a cash app, man. You can send it.
Just hold the sign up, scan for questions.
Yeah, y'all want that for 3 weeks, we'll give it to you and send questions. There we go.
They'll find a new way to suspend us because then they don't get their 40% of super chats.
You know what we're doing at? I'm making a Venmo today. Send questions. I'll debut it on the show tomorrow.
Absolutely. Let me take a look at these notes. Was there anything else that I had about Michigan? What is your projection, Q? We saw the Nevada Buck predictions on the screen. What do you think should happen to Michigan, and what do you think the punishment is going to be? Some people are saying the hammer's coming. Some people say it's not coming. I mean, where are you at with this?
Like I said, a couple things can be true. I think there will be some recruiting restrictions that comes with every suspension under the sun. It's kind of their like go-to move. I couldn't see a bowl ban maybe at the end of whenever they rule, however long it takes. I can see a bowl ban playing in there. I think that will be, and probably Sharon Moore may get a little bit of a suspension, but that's mostly what I see. I don't think it's going to be the hammer like that. I don't think it's going to be the death penalty. I don't think they're going to vacate a championship. I have a hard time believing that stuff will happen. I think it'll be the run of the mill. Oh, this is what we'll give you so we don't disrupt the sport.
If they vacate the championship, do they give someone else the championship?
Washington gets a
no. I think it should be Ohio State.
It gets a net.
I mean, I don't think there's a team that's been more. I feel like Tennessee should get the national championship from the year before. Ohio State should get last year's national championship. I don't think there was a team that was affected more by this cheating scandal than Ohio State. So I think it's only right to name us the 2020.
I mean, hey, man, give it to a random. Give it to a random team. It's like, Texas Tech. Natty's yours. Now that's really fun. They should have a lottery. They should have a lottery.
They raffle off Michigan's championship. Everyone gets one ticket.
just like the NBA does. Like, here are the ball numbers. That would be fun. I would watch for that.
Maybe we give it to UCF or Florida. Well, I would say Florida State because they got hosed out of the playoffs last year, and then they went into that week one. So we definitely can't give it to them. They're definitely out of the lottery after that.
They've lost every game since they got put out of the playoffs. The College Football Committee knew something.
Yeah, they definitely knew something. Florida State rightfully left out of the playoffs because the ACC stinks. The team up north also sucks, so I hope the hammer is coming to them. We have a massive week. Not a full guest week, but we do have multiple guests this week. We have our guy Juck from Juck on Bucks joining us tomorrow. We have Pat Cahill of Menace to Sports on Friday. Huge week ahead of us. The college football pregame show is officially back on Menace to Sports on Saturday. Chris Drew and I kicking off 2-hour pregame show. So before you don't watch game day, if you're going to watch anything on Saturday morning, make sure you check us out for the college football pregame show, 10 to noon on the Menace to Sports platform. Me and Chris Drew kicking it with a few of our closest friends. And then, of course, Buckeye BS back on Sundays at 10 a.m. Q, let the people know where they can find you. College football season is officially here. They got to find one of the top creators in the sport. Where can they find you?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I said it. Q's the best. Danny Cannell who?
I'll check my Twitter. I don't know if that is to be true.
It's about to be Minutes to Sports with QP Ski.
Oh, man. No, y'all came out. The chat is live. I can tell it's officially game week, so appreciate everyone, all the familiar names in here. It's a good to go. I'm ready for game week. If you want to find me, not hard to find. City Boy Quentin on Twitter, Flying at Johns on Instagram and TikTok, and Minor League Films on YouTube. And I think I will be at Bottled Blonde on Saturday to watch the game. So if you are in the Scottsdale area, come through, say what's up. I'll be out there because last time I went there, it was magic. It was just a beautiful place, beautiful scenery. Beautiful, not football because we lost, but I'll go there for a win. If we lose to Akron, I'm never going back.
We lose to Akron.
Never going back.
Never going back, bro. I'm calling the health department on that place.
I'm reporting them, so that's where you can find me, Ron.
Yeah, man, you can find me here on this platform, on the Menace platform. We're on Bleacher Report for post game. We are absolutely everywhere this week. Our full slate is back as far as content creation. So make sure you check us out here every morning on weekdays at 8 a.m. for the Buckeye Roast, Saturdays for the college football pregame show, post games on Bleacher Report, and then here on Sundays at 10 a.m. for Buckeye BS. We appreciate everyone tuning in. For all of the Michigan fans watching because they saw this graphic, I hope you enjoyed this more than ScamWeb lying to you. I hope we were more entertaining than that. If you liked what you saw, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. And we appreciate you
Don't
tuning.
forget audio. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, I thought you were saying. I thought
No,
you were
not my
telling me to.
audio.
I thought you were talking about my best damn media headphones. I thought they were here already.
Yeah. Next time.
I thought you were telling me to wear my best damn media beats tomorrow. But yeah, appreciate everyone tuning in. If you have this on podcast or listen to podcast, make sure that you follow us there as well. Those downloads help us daily. So we appreciate you checking us out on audio as well and tuning in to the Buckeye Roast. It's always go Bucks and OH.
Ayo.